Please be seated on this very glorious day here at Gustavus. Good afternoon. My name is Mark Bernardson. I serve as chair of the Gustavus Adolphus College Board of Trustees, and I'm proud to be a graduate of the class of 1971 from Gustavus. On behalf of my board colleagues, it is my honor to welcome you all to the college's 151st academic commencement ceremony. Those graduating today join a long and distinguished list of almost 29,000 individuals who have earned degrees from Gustavus since its founding 151 years ago. To the members of the class of 2013, congratulations. Earning a bachelor's degree requires dedication, energy, and intelligence. All of us here today, your family, your friends, the faculty, the staff, and the members of the Board of Trustees are proud of what you have accomplished. You should also take great satisfaction in all your successes. In addition to congratulating you on what you have accomplished, the Board would like to thank each and every one of you for what you have contributed to the college. Whether you know it or not, Gustavus is a different and a markedly better place than it would have been without you. We look forward to working with you as fellow alums in the years ahead. It is now my privilege to introduce Chaplain Rachel Larson, who will offer the invocation.
Let us pray. Gracious God, be with us as we gather for this Gustavus Adolphus College commencement ceremony. We are filled with deep gratitude. Tears of loss and pride, relief and happiness well up in our eyes. Look kindly upon all gathered here, those who graduate, those who have assisted them, and those who share their joy. We pray that in the days ahead, you will lead these graduates to be honorable, just, merciful, pure, and loving people. We praise you because all things that we achieve are made possible because you love us and preserve us. Do not leave us, we pray, but walk with us in all the days of our lives. And the people say, Amen.
Commencement weekend is certainly an amazing time, as Pastor Rod shared with us this morning, and a special occasion in the life of a college. Today we recognize and take pride in the accomplishments of 545 men and women who are eligible to receive the baccalaureate degree. I want to thank first the members of the Board of Trustees and the members of the faculty and staff who are here today to share in this exciting ceremony with the students who are graduating today, along with their families and their friends. Seated here on the podium are members of the Gustavus Adolphus Board of Trustees, faculty, and senior administrative staff, and I would like to introduce each to stand, and please hold your applause until they are all introduced in groups. First, representing the college's Board of Trustees, the individual that welcomed you, Board Chair Mark Bernardson, who is a 1997 graduate and the city manager, 1971 graduate. What did I say? 97. 1971. He likes being a little bit younger. And the city manager of Bloomington, Minnesota. Second, Mr. Scott Anderson, a 1989 graduate who is president and CEO of Patterson Companies in Mendota Heights. He has a niece today graduating, Alyssa, and he will be able to greet her as she comes across the stage. Next, Dr. Tom Ansley. Dr. Ansley graduated in 1975 and is a professor emeritus of clinical chemistry in pathology at the University of Michigan Medical School. He serves as vice chair of the Board of Trustees and chair of the board's institutional mission group. Mr. Mark Gustafson, a 1973 graduate who is the dental director of Midwest Dental, Mountain Dental. He and his wife, Elizabeth, who is also a graduate class of 1975, have a son, Bill, who is graduating today. Miss Susie Heim, a 1983 graduate who lives in Edina, Minnesota. Mr. George Hicks, a 1975 graduate who is managing partner of Verde Partners in Minneapolis. He currently serves as vice chair of the Board of Trustees and chair of the board's Institutional Resources Group. He is the chair-elect of the Board of Trustees for 2013-2014, and he and his wife, Dr. Mary D. Hicks, also a graduate of the class of 1975, have a son, Johnny, who is graduating today. Reverend Wayne Peterson, a 1977 graduate who serves as pastor of St. Barnabas Lutheran Church in Plymouth. And finally, Miss Beth Schnell, a 1982 graduate who is the CEO of Sparbo Companies in Wayzata. She and her husband, Bob, a graduate of the class of 1981, have a daughter, Laura, who is in today's graduating class also. Please join me in thanking these members of the board who mean so much to this institution. Also on the platform are the college's senior administrators, including those who serve on the President's Council and Cabinet. I ask that they stand and remain standing until all are introduced. First, Dr. Mark Braun, the Chief Academic Officer of the college, who serves as Provost and Dean of the college. Dr. Tom Crady, the Chief Admissions and Financial Aid Officer of the college and serves as Vice President of Enrollment Management. Mr. Tim Kennedy, Vice President for Marketing and Communications, and Tim is a 1982 graduate of the college. Dr. Jonas Van Hecke, the Chief Student Life Officer of the college and serving as Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. She's a 1988 graduate. And Mr. Tom Young, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, who's also in that class of '88, the great class of '88, they say. Please greet these members of the Cabinet. And now I would like to introduce the remaining members of the platform party, and please stand as you are introduced and remain standing until all are introduced. I would like to formally introduce Chaplain Rachel Larson, who gave the invocation, Chaplain Rod Anderson, who gave the baccalaureate address and has served for 2 years as an interim senior chaplain and will be ending his term this summer. Chaplain Sabina Coy, who is a pastor from Sweden, who served this year as a visiting chaplain during our sesquicentennial. Pastor Sabina and her husband Matthias, who served as the college's visiting cantor this year, and their 4 children will be moving back to their home in Sweden this summer, and we will miss you. The class of 2013 student commencement speaker, Julia Tindell, who I will have an opportunity to introduce in much more detail in just a few minutes. And the Associate Provosts, Dr. Paula O'Laughlin, Associate Provost and Dean of Arts and Humanities, and Dr. Darren Good, Associate Provost and Dean of Sciences and Education. And finally, the faculty marshals, Dr. Henry McCarty, Assistant Professor of Theater and Dance, and Dr. Richard Leach, Associate Professor of Political Science. Let's greet these folks. Thank you. Graduating seniors, I am pleased to introduce to your families and to your friends a graduate you know so well, Julia Tindell, who will give the commencement address on behalf of your class. Julia is an English major with a theater minor from Apple Valley, Minnesota. While at Gustavus, Julia has been involved in several theater productions, including organizing the 48-hour play project. She is an avid writer and had several pieces published in the Firethorn, the college's literary magazine, and produced a play she wrote entitled At Risk. She was involved with the I Am, We Are Justice Theater Group and Crossroads program, which focused on international education, and the Study Buddies program in St. Peter at the school district. Julia served as a tutor in the Gustavus Writing Center, an academic assistant for the English department, and during the summer worked at the library on campus. And this spring, she was inducted into Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society. Julia studied abroad at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom this past fall and plans to attend graduate school. As Julia is coming to the podium, I would like to ask Julia's family to stand to be recognized. And now let's please welcome Julia and her family to this commencement ceremony. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. President Oli, for the introduction, and I would like to extend his thanks and welcome to the board, to the faculty, and the staff today. And welcome to the class of 2013 and families and friends. Who am I? Have you asked yourself that question yet this morning? I know I have. Who am I? When my little brother Alex was 7 years old, he knew exactly who he was. I'm changing my name, he told us. From now on, I want you to call me Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, Defender of the Galaxy, and second grader at William Byrne Elementary School. In that moment, Alex thought he had it all figured out, so much so that he was willing to change his name to make it happen. And maybe in second grade, Luke Skywalker was exactly who Alex Tindell was supposed to be. Eventually, though, he changed his name back. He grew up and shifted his attention, as many of us do, to a search for himself. He's still searching, and so am I. And, I suspect, so are you. After all, our identities are more than our names. They are our words. They are our actions. And they are the things which are unspeakable. The imperfections, the special secret parts, and the people we are when words can't do us justice. But where do we find these elusive selves, these magical identities that will sum up all that we are and all that we hope to be? The first step, I think, is identifying the people we have come into contact with who have helped us to become these people. And I want you to take a moment to think of all of the people who have contributed to your journey here thus far. Start from the very beginning with the person or people who helped you to make it through your first and most formative years alive. Think not only of your family, but also of your daycare providers, tutors, pastors, and mentors. Drum up memories of the invisible people picking up after you while you were busy crying over spilt milk and soggy Pokemon cards. Think of your teachers, from the kindergarten teacher who taught you colors all the way to the professors who turned in your grades last week. Remember your friends, the ones with whom you still laugh at inside jokes from long ago, who carried you when you were weak, who cried on your shoulder, those you've known for 1 month and those you've kept after 10 years. Some of these people were with you in the beginning. Some of them were left behind somewhere in the middle. Some of them are no longer with us, and we think fondly of them and how proud they would have been. Some of them are seated here, beaming down or around at you from the bleachers and the field, proud and full of love. All of them have left bits of themselves behind in us, and we have in turn left bits of ourselves behind in them. Who has helped you to become the person you are today? Second, it is the places we choose to inhabit and the things we have done and discovered there that have helped us to foster our growth. Take Gustavus, for instance, obvious example. I can say with confidence that the class of 2013 were Gusties, perhaps more so in this moment than ever before. But what does that mean? Does it mean we've successfully completed a total of 32 or a minimum of 32 courses and a J-term? Does it mean we've had great educational experiences in a great community? Or does it mean that we know what the universe looks like from the edge of the world with the dirt beside Bjorling Hall at our backs? I submit that being a Gustie means something different and uniquely valuable for every single one of us. And whether our identities have been there all along or we have developed them over time, our experiences at Gustavus have been integral in revealing them to us. And it's as simple as the everyday realizations. I didn't realize until my second week in the CAF how much I was going to miss my dad's cooking. I didn't realize until after my first show that I could find a family like this one. I didn't realize until my last class with my thesis and program advisors how much I was going to miss them. And I didn't realize until I got drunk abroad that I was so damn good at cricket. What are your stories? Have you planted your feet on the stage in Anderson Theater or Bjorling Hall and shared your heart with your community? Have you hurled yourself from great depths and fallen from great heights on the sports fields behind Lund? Have you perched on the couches in the Diversity Center or the Women's Awareness Center and dug your claws into the forces bearing down on you and your comrades? Have you discovered the deepest, best secrets of this life and this world in the labs of Nobel in Olin, or in the books in Confer-Vickner and Old Main, or on the paper and in the clay in the Fine Arts Center? What are your stories? The final ingredient in your character concoction is a cliché, is not a surprise, is perhaps a philosophy, but is certainly not an answer. The last but not least ingredient in your journey to here is you. Because the fact of the matter is that we will encounter great adversity throughout our lives, in jobs and outside of jobs, as we perhaps pursue further education with loved ones and people who we care about. And community will always be an important component of moving forward. But we must also remember that the person who has been with us from the beginning and who will remain with us until the end, that person is our very own selves. And so it is up to us to make an honest effort at locating and nurturing the person we will look at in the mirror every morning when we wake up. And class of 2013, we are ready. In the end, we come to Gustavus not simply to define what we may come to learn, but to find ourselves. The journey, though, does not end here, and it does not end with us. Once we leave this place, we will be embraced by people we couldn't think up in our wildest dreams. Places that will become some of the most fabulous we will ever inhabit, and parts of ourselves we didn't know existed. The question then becomes, what will you do with this person, this self that you are discovering? And I have to tell you that you don't have to be Luke Skywalker to become a defender of the galaxy. In our first year at Gustavus and every year since, the social justice theater troupe I Am We Are has stood before you and the classes that followed you and have shared with you a quote first spoken by Helen Keller. "I am only one," they say, "but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do." Indeed, you are one. And in that oneness, you have a unique sort of power that has the potential to do great things. But we must never forget that we are not alone. We are a part of a vast community that reaches beyond the doors of this campus and extends across continents, oceans, political, social, and cultural divides. This community encompasses all genders, all races, all classes, all bodies. It has a hold on every living, breathing thing upon whom the rain falls, the star hovers, and the sun rises and sets. You are one in a community that encompasses humanity. And you have the power to use the self that you have discovered to do the something you can do, and that is more than enough. You will hear from many people today and in the days to come that the last 4 years have been the best of your life. I would like to offer a slightly different perspective. A good friend of mine once told me she doesn't have a best moment of her life. In fact, she doesn't believe in best moments or worst moments at all. To her, having a best moment is putting the pinnacle of your life in the past and doing a grave disservice to the present and the future. I agree with her. And I would encourage you not to see these past few years as the best of your life, but rather to see them as a series of events that will always be a part of you, because they revealed to you the person you are today. A person who is perfect by nature of being imperfect. A person who has been to the edge of the world and back and has the battle scars and the dirt stains to show it. A person ready to become a defender of the galaxy and to mold the identity of the world.
Thank you so much. That was marvelous. Julia, thank you for your wonderful remarks. And congratulations for all of your accomplishments over the years here at Gustavus. I think you have put out there before us and for your classmates a challenge to stay connected and to understand where you fit into this greater scheme that we all call part of Gustavus Adolphus College and our lives. My wife, Chris, and I have enjoyed the opportunity to visit with you several times in our home on different occasions and to observe how involved you've been, especially in I Am We Are, and how much that has meant to us. Thank you for your wonderful words. I now call on the provost for the conferring of the degrees.
I ask the members of the Gustavus Adolphus College class of 2013 to please stand. President Oley, I present to you the members of the class of 2013 who have been enrolled in courses of study leading to the Bachelor of Arts degree. There are 545 members of this class. During their time at Gustavus, each has completed the requirements defined by the faculty as a foremost liberal arts education. As they leave Gustavus, they are prepared to lead and serve their communities and the world in their professional and personal pursuits. On behalf of the faculty, it is a great pleasure to recommend to you that the Bachelor of Arts degree be conferred upon each one of them.
Thank you, Provost Braun. It is my distinct honor to receive these candidates for graduation, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gustavus Adolphus College, I hereby confer upon these candidates the Bachelor of Arts degree for which they have been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, in token whereof you will receive your diploma. Graduates, you may be seated. Graduation from college is a major accomplishment for everyone. There are many graduates here who have overcome significant obstacles to reach this moment. There are also many faculty and families who have gone to great lengths to support these graduates, and we commend you for your efforts. There are also many stories I could highlight today, but there's one story in particular I would like to share. Brendan Looney entered Gustavus in the fall of 2007 as a result of an accident in the summer of 2009. Brendan sustained injuries to his spinal cord, leaving him paralyzed. Brendan, his family, and the faculty of the Econ and Management Department shared a goal, which was to have Brendan graduate from Gustavus. And today that goal becomes a reality. Brendan, your courage, determination, and positive outlook have been an inspiration to many of us in this community. Congratulations. And now will the marshals and those assisting with the commencement ceremony please take their places for the conferring of the diplomas. And graduates, when you are introduced by Provost Braun or Vice President Van Hecke, we ask that you proceed across the stage. It will be my honor to greet you and present to you a G-pin made especially for your class. It represents the fact that you now are a graduate of the college. You will then be greeted by Chair Bernardson and proceed down the ramp to be greeted by Chaplain Larson, and then to the area where your department faculty members will present your diploma to you. Gustavus has a tradition that few schools have that truly recognizes not only the graduates and their accomplishments, but signifies the bond between faculty and student. The faculty actually present each graduate with his or her diploma following their introduction, greeting, and crossing of the stage. Finally, as we present the graduates of the class of 2013, we ask all those in attendance today to remember that today's event is a formal ceremony. Each member of the class has earned the right to have their name read and heard by all those here gathered. We would request that you hold all of your applause and your cheers and your whistles or anything other than demonstrations that will detract from that special occasion until the entire class has been presented. I present the class of 2013. Okay. Which way?
Alexander John Ackman.
Amanda Jane Adams.
Congratulations.
Allison Marie Agather.
Jason Stephen Aguilar.
Aaron Albani.
Emma Ellen Allrunner.
Jeffrey Allen.
Catherine Elizabeth Allen.
Noelle Elizabeth Amborn.
Nicole Ajo Amagashi.
Corey Scott Anderson.
Lauren Elizabeth Anderson.
Rebecca Jean Anderson.
Heather Lynn Annis.
Catherine Nicole Arndt.
Quinn Maria Arnold.
Michael Thomas Amis.
Meredith Catherine Bachwig, summa cum laude.
Bryn Allison Bailey.
Cynthia Marlene Bailey, summa cum laude.
Wesley William Beisch.
Cora Camille Baker Leitz.
Alexi Louise Baldwin.
Catherine Lynn Barta.
Emily Ann Bachelder.
Catherine Ann Botts, summa cum laude.
Lisa Marie Beecher.
Amy Elizabeth Beck.
Chelsea Rose Bellingham.
Lydia Jean Bang Briggs, summa cum laude.
Theodore Henry Rush Benson.
Jasmine Alana Bernhardt.
Nicholas Allen Burtness.
Kelly Marie Bevins.
Miranda Ellen Bickett.
Benjamin Robert Bewin.
Jordan Birkland.
Adam Michael Bischoff.
Catherine Clara Bischoff, summa cum laude.
John Robert Biscard.
Catherine Elizabeth Beeson.
Brian Thomas Bjork.
Samuel T. Blaisdell.
Harrison Michael Blankenship.
Andrew David Block.
Aaron Andrew Bloomer.
Eric Sutherland Bly.
Kevin Theodore Bonima.
Megan Courtney Bourne.
Nicole Christine Boar, summa cum laude.
Brittany Ann Boyd.
Kendra Marie Bragelman.
Elizabeth Ann Bauer.
Margaret Bren.
Samantha Claire Brenneman.
Amy Michelle Brooks.
Andrew Kent Broskoff.
Amber M. Brosard.
Taylor Ann Brown.
Carl J. Brodvig.
Jacob Carl Lindemann Breeler.
Andrew Thomas Bryan.
Maria Christine Bryan.
Eric C. Brisgornia.
Allison Ann Butchness.
David Thomas Buckley.
Kelly Marie Bierman, summa cum laude.
Linda Mai Bowie.
Crystal Marie Bundy.
Joseph Daniel Burish.
Laura Lee Bergstaller.
Caitlin Mary Burlingame.
Daniel Nelson Burnett.
Matthew James By.
Kristen Ruth Campbell, summa cum laude.
Allie Jean Canoy.
Jeremy David Kaplan.
Brianna Cardwell.
Lauren Anna Carlson, summa cum laude.
Nicole Elizabeth Carlson.
Tucker John Carlson.
Anna Elizabeth Caruso.
Nicole Cassidy.
Nathan Rexford Katna.
Angela Yuman Chang.
Sydney A. Charneski.
Rachel Mariah Chase, summa cum laude.
Alex Christensen.
Amanda Frances Christensen.
Jenna Ann Christensen.
Cole Joseph Christensen.
Eric H. Christensen.
Alex Lee Chubbuck.
Jane Chung.
Patrick Michael Clark.
Kimberly Danielle Clayton.
Corey Todd Colvard.
Stephanie L. Comer.
Dawn Elizabeth Comstock, summa cum laude.
Vanessa Ann Condon.
Joshua Glenn Connell.
Grant David Cooper.
Brittany Marie Corson.
Mitchell A. Cowger.
Harley Ray Kozad.
Andre Lamar Crichton.
Amanda Jordan Krumquist.
Teague Marie Cudahy.
Anders Patrick Culver.
Claire Elizabeth Curran.
Laura Marie Dahl.
Mackenzie Christine Dalton.
Derek Dwayne Davis.
Loriona Delcor.
Michael DeLucia.
Nathan John Dexter.
Chelsea Nicole Dickey.
LaTreasure Dixon.
Keith Henry Deers, summa cum laude.
Joseph Allen Judd Dipple.
Kaylee Marin Dittis.
Nicole Elizabeth Dorman.
Ari Lee Dalmaholt.
Say it for me. Armik Donkina.
Sophie Christine Donnelly.
Jonathan Ross Doolittle.
Matthew Edward Dufert.
Britton Michaela Duffing.
Hannah Mary Durbin.
Anna M. Eames.
Kyle Edelbrock.
Mara Suzanne Edison.
Holly Christine Edlin.
Kate Marguerite Eggers.
Forrest Gavin Emo.
Hannah Marie Engel, summa cum laude.
Kirsten Meta Ingen.
Emma Lynn Pepper Ennis.
Dane J. Erickson.
Jessica Joan Erickson.
Kirsten Marie Erickson.
Catherine Ann Esslinger.
Adam James Esselman.
Leif Eric Estensen.
Tiffany Ann Ederman.
Derek William Evenson.
Alyssa Jane Ferenz, summa cum laude.
Courtney Verona Farland, summa cum laude.
Cassandra Ray Faust.
Amanda May Feeks.
Laura Lee Felix.
Kashin Feng.
Mitchell S. Philbach.
Jessica Lynn Flannery.
Alyssa Susan Flory.
Kelsey Ellen Florian.
Elizabeth Marie Flegel.
Sarah Ellen Fogelberg.
Elizabeth Ann Folsom.
Hannah Hanson Forster.
Kevin Fortuna, summa cum laude.
Christina Marie Fossey.
Paige Elizabeth Franson.
Taylor Christine Fry.
Elise Nicole Frischman, summa cum laude.
Alyssa Marie Gallrap.
Bridget Nicole Gerads.
Trevor John Gervais.
Ian Christopher Gibbs Hall.
Anna Elizabeth Giles.
Margaret Ann Gillen.
Laura Therese Goebel.
Sean Cameron Golden.
Samantha Joe Good.
Chad Ramon Graham.
Marie Magdalene Gran.
Natalie K. Green.
Timothy A. Grev.
Laura Louise Grossman.
Brian James Grundmeyer.
Blake Thomas Gust.
William Kenneth Gustafson.
Jared Thomas Hain.
Casey Nicole Hagedorn.
Andre Hunt Hahn.
Hannah Haley Jesus.
Eric T. Halverson, summa cum laude.
Nicholas Stephen Hamburg.
Ashley Catherine Hansen.
Emily Joanne Hansen.
Nicole Marie Hansen.
Sophia Ray Hansen, summa cum laude.
Lauren Elizabeth Harden, summa cum laude.
Jessica E. Heron.
Emily Ann Hassenstab.
Elizabeth Hauer, summa cum laude.
Haley Haugen.
Amanda Ann Hawkinson.
David Allen Hedlund.
Eric Nicholas Helps.
Jennifer Ray Hendricks.
Caroline Ann Hendrickson, summa cum laude.
Amy Shua Her.
Chi Nu Her. Antonio Herbert.
Natasha Danielle Hercules.
Jennifer Lisbeth Hernandez.
Erica Marie Amanda Hett.
George Johnson Hicks.
Stephen Clark Hilding.
James Spencer Hill.
Eric Wayne Hillenbrand.
Kimberly Ann Hinman, summa cum laude.
Emma Jane Heinrich.
Emily Catherine Hintz.
Lindsay Ray Yelm.
Lauren Quinn Hodges.
Paige Nicole Hain, summa cum laude.
Amber Jean Hohenstein.
Michael Timothy Holbrook.
Shannon Christine Holland.
Michael Paul Holmberg.
Amelia Lane Holmes.
Alexandra Kate Howard.
Melanie Lynn Howe.
Victoria Lee Hubbard.
Sarah Elizabeth Hund.
Derek Afufumo Ikuyu.
Connor John Illis.
Matthew Michael Ilias.
Kayla Elizabeth Ingertson.
Amanda Ann Iverson.
Cameron William Jagger.
Zainab Ablisi Yayai, summa cum laude.
Michael Joseph Janis.
Camille Amy Jarvis.
Drew Christian Jensen.
Kelsey Marie Jensen.
Kayla Joachim.
Tyler Andrew G. Joe.
Alexa Marie Johnson.
Alexis Marie Johnson.
Jade Elizabeth Johnson.
Christina D. Lane Johnson.
Maya Christiansen Johnson.
Rachel Ellen Johnson.
Samuel Taylor Johnson.
Tyler James Johnson.
Andrew Scott Jorgensen, summa cum laude.
Sarah A. Judd.
Megan May Katerlick.
Arcadia Kisler Gaiski.
Brian Conrad Karg.
Andrew Michael Carl.
Elizabeth Ann Kelly.
Cassandra Page Kendall.
Kelsey Marit Kennedy.
Catherine Bridget Kerrigan.
Michael David Kalida.
Margaret Ann Clawitter Leon.
James Bradley Clover.
Jordan Michael Knupp.
Catherine Ann Knutson.
Robbie David Knutson.
Robert David Knutson.
Alex Clifford Colquist.
Ryan James Cotilla.
Erin Elizabeth McNeil Katzenmacher.
Claire Christine Coco.
David Stewart Kramer.
Mariah Lene Cruzmark.
Jessica Alexandria Makazi Keenan.
Timothy Brian LeBombard.
Margaret Hannah Lane.
Samuel Mark Lance.
Eric Larson.
Max Loriardo.
Cindy Lee.
Kyle Francis Lee.
Carla Jean Leitzman.
Laura Elizabeth Leland.
Corin Marie Ludesdorff.
Ellen Jean Leby.
Michael J. Lieberman.
Liana Danae Lean.
Andrew Frederick Lilja.
Emily Catherine Lindberg.
Jonathan O. Lindstrom.
James Jeffrey Lindquist.
Jane Erickson Lanier.
Kristen Nicole Liu, summa cum laude.
Yasheen Liu.
Elizabeth N. Logus.
Can you tell him to wait till the names are called?
Taylor M. Loge.
Ashley Lynn Loken.
Brendan R. Looney.
Loney. Anna Ayers Luby.
Chu Fang Lor.
Jacob Leonard Lawrence.
Sarah Ann Lucht, summa cum laude.
Kelsey Ann Lucia.
Cassie Ann Lewis.
Adam Lund.
Jordan Richard Lund.
Matthew Ryan Lundy.
Philip Allen Lundy.
Sarah Ann Lundquist.
William Joseph Lutz.
Marilla Elizabeth Allegra McGregor, summa cum laude.
Carly Ann McAdams.
Leslie Mae Mahoney.
Mallory Rose Mackey.
Nikki Marie Malika.
Christina Ruth Manty.
Caitlin M. Martens.
Hallie Jordan Martin.
Claudia Elizabeth Martinez.
Christopher Allen Massad.
Allison Ray Mason.
Susanna May Massaro.
John Robert Matsura.
Timothy McComas Bussey.
Allison Marie McRae.
Andrew Robert Meader.
Mersuk John Mena.
Tamara Marie Mavison.
Marissa Catherine Milkey.
Eleni Catherine Michael.
Amanda Joe Miller.
Benjamin Robert Miller.
Carolyn Jean Miller.
Megan Jean Miller.
Paula Miller.
Timothy Jordan Miller.
Fadumo Osman Murr.
Christina Wright Moen.
Sarah Lynn Mon.
Kristen Elaine Montijo.
Amy Michelle Montoya.
Andrea Morgan.
Anna K. Morton, summa cum laude.
Christopher Mua.
Pa Ying Moa.
Michael Paul Movil.
Adriana Mozo.
Tyler James Mulcahy.
Kelsey Joanne Mundell.
Suzanne Elizabeth Montenke.
Michelle Lynn Myers.
David John Najarian.
Palwasha Noshiri.
Adam Edward Nehote.
Emily Jean Nelson.
Cameron John Nelson.
Caroline Alice Golden Nelson.
Erica Joy Nelson.
Megan Ann Nelson.
Ryan Joseph Ness.
Nicholas John Newtkins.
Jesse Lee Newell Jr.
Cindy Wynn.
Olivia Thau Wynn.
Jacob Michael Nowinski.
Tui Fong Ning.
Connor Michael Norris.
Whitney Lynn Novak.
Julie Anna Norwarkak.
Evan James Odine.
Trevor J. Ostensteed.
Catherine Marie Ofsted.
Sophia Mary Ograndine.
Rachel Passig Oin.
Kelly Marie Okerman.
Daniel Preston Olson.
Nathan Lee Olson.
Sawyer C. Olson.
Lyle J. Opdahl.
Samantha Christine Upsall.
Tasha Marie Ostendorf.
Rodrigo Otero.
Victoria Elizabeth Ott.
Joshua David Owens.
Megan Larissa O'Zylens.
Gina Rose Palma.
Michael D. Patton.
Emily Elizabeth Paul.
Carolyn Pearson.
Roberto Pena.
Claire Elise Perry.
Chloe Larson Peters.
Andrew G. Peterson.
Cole Alexander Peterson.
Emily Elizabeth Peterson.
Joshua G. Peterson.
Kelly Ann Peterson.
Megan Jane Peterson.
Emily Ann Phillips.
Rihanna Suzanne Phillips.
Anna Bade Pinsky, summa cum laude.
Catherine Michelle Plager.
Mitchell J. Plank.
Mandy Marie Polacco.
Jasmine S. Porter.
Maria Abigail Porter.
Laura Jean Purdom.
Cassandra Quam, summa cum laude.
Tanner Ross Quammen.
Bruce Donald Quorum.
Miranda Yoni Quirkbecker.
Kyle T. Radke.
Christine Auguste Rather.
Peter Mark Rocky.
Catherine E. Redden.
Henrik Harto Reisvang.
Janella K. Reiswing.
Kate Amelia Rentschler.
Jeannie Weber Ribble.
Tristan Jade Richards.
Jessica Caitlin Rickert.
JC Amanda Richmond.
Mara Beth Bagan Riedal.
Christina Mary Reister.
Ryan Anthony Riggle.
Natalie Claire Ristow.
Christine Lynn Roaring.
Adam J. Roselle.
Elise Nicole Rosno.
Abby Jane Rothenbuehler.
Lauren Elizabeth Rothschiller.
Kobe Raleigh.
Marin Claire Rosemalski.
Emmett Russell, summa cum laude.
Brittany Louise Sands.
Mia Margareta Sandstrom.
Alec Thomas Saunders.
Adrienne Lee Schmidt.
Elizabeth Ann Schmidt.
Marty Patrick Schmitz.
Laura Jean Schnell.
Kayla Laurie Schrupp.
Emily Jane Schultz.
Tyler Schultz.
Emily Ann Seelan, summa cum laude.
Lucas Seawald.
Leif Salen.
Tara Sully.
Blake Ryan Shea.
Ian Alexander Shea, summa cum laude.
Mallory Ann Noreen Shellum.
Erin Elizabeth Sherman.
Margaret Mary Shilsa.
Ashley Lauren Savanich.
Alexandra Jean Smith.
Amanda Allison Smith.
Aaron Michael Sobrock.
Jane Rose Sparron.
Anders John Speedall.
Zachary William Stackhouse.
Gabriel Mark Steinborn.
Sabrina Claire Stelberg.
Timothy Stepka.
Ian Harrison Stitt.
Alexandra Christine Stocco.
Chloe Elizabeth Strand, summa cum laude.
Sarah Julia Strand.
Andrew Donald Swan, summa cum laude.
Chelsea Ray Sweeney.
Joshua Ryan Szapolsky, summa cum laude.
Joseph Leo Taylor.
Lauren Marie Tabrock.
Christine Elizabeth Tenhoff.
Kyle Maurice Felleman.
Danielle Lee Thibodeau.
Joseph Randy Thomas.
Lucas Michael Thomas.
Tia Ray Thompson.
John Alexander Tone.
C. Thor.
Eric Stephen Thorne.
Heather Marie Thermos.
Julia Lynn Tindell, summa cum laude.
Scott Arthur Tollefson.
Nicholas William Tolrud.
Preston David Tomlinson.
Lucy Ann Tungen.
Ingrid Lisa Toneman.
Kenwan Chow Tran.
Tuan An Tran, summa cum laude.
Chelsea Ann Treblehorn.
Shannon Ray Cheetah.
Jennifer Emily Truck.
Joseph D. Turner.
Amanda Christine Turnquist.
Jameson Clyde David Utzig.
Sarah Vanas.
Der Vang.
Eric Michael Versdyke.
Tyler D. Venny.
Taylor Anna Volk.
Caitlin Renee Volney.
Allison Voss, summa cum laude.
Zachary Chian Wagner.
Bushra Adib Wahid.
Jennifer Ann Wall.
Michael Jacob.
Megan Kerr Wanacke.
C.J. Wong.
Caitlin Marie Warburton.
Rachel Elizabeth Warnert.
Jessica Ann Weber.
Samuel Edwin Weirs.
Nathan Daniel Weingarten.
Jennifer Christine Wernes.
Samantha Teresa Wesley.
Patricia Weiland.
Benjamin Michael Whalen, summa cum laude.
Sydney Marie Wigan.
Renate G. Willer, summa cum laude.
Ryan Christopher Williams.
Shelby Elizabeth Winsent.
Jared Elmer Woback.
Madison Danielle Rogi.
Judy Zhang.
King L. Zhang.
Mai Sing Zhang.
Paige Glenn Yankee.
Vang Pao Yang.
Molly Ann Yokiel.
Radha Young.
Adam Jeffrey Youngs.
Brandon Wayne Zabel.
Allison Ann Zard.
Bailey Zeinert.
Megan Ann Zenner.
Genji Sheng.
Nicole Marie Zabolski.
Jackson T. Zollner.
You can sit down. Congratulations, members of the class of 2013. I ask that you now stand. Now it is time for you as graduates to move the tassels on your caps from the right to the left. I believe it is also time to recognize and applaud the individuals who have provided support and encouragement during your days as students at Gustavus. Your family and those friends so willing to help and assist you in providing you the opportunities, those individuals that shared their love and their belief in you as you help so many graduate from this institution today. Please turn toward the audience, and grandparents and parents and families, would you please stand so the graduates can applaud you. Family members, you may be seated, and graduates, please turn back to the podium and remain standing to receive a charge as you today will depart Gustavus to lead and serve in this greater world. As president of Gustavus Adolphus College, I charge you to remember always the duties and opportunities that go with the new standing you have as an alum of this institution. Hold your degree so it suffers no harm in your holding it. Hold it for the honest service of others. Hold it with untarnished honor to yourself, and take up your life's calling, living out the Gustavus values of excellence, community, justice, service, and faith. Your story is now woven into the Gustavus story, and you will forever be part of the Gustavus family. Class of 2013, you may be seated. Now, graduates, I want to offer my personal congratulations to each of you, and in so doing, begin with a quote I have often used when talking about the importance of every individual student, and what each of you have meant to this institution, as I said in my charge. I talk about the weaving of a beautiful tapestry, the Gustavus tapestry, and I quote the retired Chief Justice Sandra Day O'Connor when she said, "We don't accomplish anything in this world alone, and whatever happens as a result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weaving of individual threads from one to another creates something beautiful." You have done that. The weaving of your threads in the Gustavus tapestry over the 4 years that you've been here has changed this institution forever. It has been one segment of your life's journey. For most of you, you began your journey in the fall of 2009. And my wife, Chris, and I met you at orientation when many of you came to the President's home for ice cream. Well, you're welcome back anytime you want to come back. And we'll get some ice cream and have a root beer float. I hope that during your 4 years at Gustavus, you have not only received the outstanding education you were told you would receive when you were a prospective student, but that you have become part of a greater community. You leave Gustavus today as part of a tradition of graduates who have gone before you, and as you heard earlier, almost 29,000 Gusties. I hope you will have an insatiable urge to continue learning and confidence in your own abilities and a fascination with new ideas and skills that will provide a foundation for a constructive career and a fulfilling life's journey. I hope that you will feel that the core values of this institution and the mission of the college have affected your life and your education in so many ways. Our goal during your journey was to challenge you to understand that you must always strive to be the best you can in all that you do, and that excellence is the basis upon which an academic institution like Gustavus challenges you to reach your own highest goals. We have asked you to do this in a community and to understand that justice and fairness is important for everyone. We have asked you to give back in service to others and to do that in a deeper understanding of your own faith and your learning. Take the freedom you have experienced during your journey at Gustavus and champion the highest human ideals in your professions, in your communities, and in your lives. I also hope that as a result of your journey here, you will better understand yourself as an individual with potential and abilities, and that you will take a leadership role in your communities to help end prejudices that continue to weaken our society. I hope that during your journey at Gustavus, you have been encouraged to understand your own faith and the moral and the ethical issues that you will face in helping others make judgments and choices. Look increasingly beyond the limitations of just the state and the national boundaries as you know them to be today, and look to the global resources that you will have to influence the future of our society. Take seriously your responsibility to make time for volunteer service and leadership in your communities. John Hope Franklin, if you haven't read him, you ought to do that. An American historian of great reputation, and the former president of Phi Beta Kappa, best known for his work From Slavery to Freedom. And he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civil honor. He once said, "We must go beyond textbooks and go out into the depths of the wilderness to travel and to explore and to tell the world the glories of our journeys." I hope you will go beyond this place, and that you will, in whatever way you can, help those less fortunate than you and explore ways in which you can make their lives better. Remain on solid speaking terms with the lessons of history, however, and of people and of events in other places and other times, so that you will have a wider perspective on how you can develop your own exciting and worthy history. Keep in mind the pledge of the great Athenian oath, often used at occasions like this. It was said that I swear to leave the Republic stronger, richer, and more beautiful than what it was when it was given to me. I hope you will recall your responsibilities often in the years ahead. You leave Gustavus after this portion of your journey. And as Julia said, this is only part of that journey. You leave here far wiser, though, than where you were when you began your studies, I believe. Many of you will be headed to graduate school, others to your first job and to the first job of many. And others will be traveling. Use your mind. You are now linked inseparably and forever with this institution you now call home in a different way than you've called it home for the last 4 years. How you conduct your lives will certainly shape your reputation and character in the future, just as it will determine the reputation of this place you call your alma mater. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. I am continually reminded that the strength of an institution begins with its faculty. Gustavus has been fortunate throughout its history to have dedicated men and women who have distinguished careers of teaching and have truly made a difference in the lives of hundreds and, yes, even thousands of students. On behalf of the college, its Board of Trustees, and these graduates up in front of us, I want faculty to recognize all of you for your contributions to the lives of these students. And we thank you for the ways in which you have been instrumental in their education. And I ask you to stand so that we can thank you. Today, we want to especially recognize 3 Gustavus faculty who are retiring this year. We give them special recognition on behalf of all Gustavus alumni and current students who understand the commitment each has had to the students they teach. I ask that each retiring faculty member stand as introduced and remain standing. So after you have all been introduced collectively, we can acknowledge the 3 of you together for your years of service. Dr. Anne Marine Grovehold, Professor of French, who has taught at Gustavus since 1988, Dr. Richard Hilbert, Professor of Sociology and Anthropology, who has taught at Gustavus since 1978, and Dr. Carl Knight, who has taught at Gustavus since 1983 as a professor of mathematics and computer science. Thank you for the 90 years of service that you have provided for these young men and women as they now graduate and those that have graduated before them. A college campus is fortunate to have many student leaders, and we have about 545 of them here in front of us. But among these students, some students choose to take on significant positions of leadership. I would like to acknowledge and to thank two such leaders in your class. The role of Student Senate Co-President is one of immense responsibility and time. As the elected representatives of the student body, Student Senate serves as the formal liaison between the students and the faculty and the students in administration and the students in the Board of Trustees. I have the opportunity to meet with the student co-presidents regularly, and it has been a pleasure to work with Jesse Flannery and Tasha Osterdorf. I ask that Jesse and Tasha please stand so we can say a few words about each of you, and then collectively we will be able to give you our applause. Stay standing, stay standing. Tasha is a psychological science major and a philosophy minor from Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. In addition to her involvement with Student Senate, she was active in many ways over the 4 years, such as the women's rugby team, Building Bridges conferences, and the Crossroads program focused on international education. Tasha was a recipient of an individual Magnuson Award this year. And Jessie is a political science major from Des Moines, Iowa. In addition to her involvement with the Student Senate, she has been a member of the Board of Trustees Student Life Committee and served as co-chair of the Commencement Student Speaker Selection Committee, and you did a great job this year. During this past fall semester, Jessie studied off campus in Washington, D.C., where she served as an intern for the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. And I would like also to ask their families to please stand as we thank Jessie and Tasha for their leadership. Their parents are standing up here for their leadership as co-presidents. Thank you so much. Now, before we turn to the Edgar Carlson Award presentation, I want to acknowledge all those on campus who have helped in preparation of this 2013 commencement, from the printing services to the physical plant, from the dining services to the registrar's office, from marketing and communication to the chaplain's office. And I must thank the chaplains for the weather today. You get criticism on other things, but today you get the weather. So many departments on campus are involved in the planning of commencement, and I would like to extend our sincere thanks for your outstanding work. I would also like to thank Heroic Productions for their amazing help with the sound system for this year's commencement. And now I ask Dr. Lisa Rosenthal, Associate Professor in Political Science and Gender, Women's, and Sexuality Studies, and the 2012 recipient of the Edgar M. Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching, to come forward. Dr. Rosenthal will introduce the 2013 recipient of the Carlson Award. Thank you.
The Edgar Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching is presented each year to a faculty member recognized by current and former students and colleagues for exceptional skill and effectiveness in the realm of teaching. Each year, the Carlson Award Committee meets to consider nominations and to make a recommendation to the provost, who then selects that year's recipient. It is the honor of the previous year's recipient to present the award, and I stand here before you privileged to do so today. Students describe this year's recipient as deeply committed to the progress and development of students, believing unceasingly in the capacity of all students to progress, to learn, and to contribute meaningfully in and out of the classroom. Many faculty members excel at working with students for whom our disciplinary expertise comes easily. This year's recipient, while unquestionably exceptionally able with those students and profoundly influential on them, demonstrates a deep and abiding commitment to working with students for whom Gustavus may prove more challenging in a variety of ways. This year's recipient has challenged the rest of the faculty, as well as the administration, to think carefully about our responsibilities to our students and how those responsibilities require our own development and not simply the changing of our students. As one student notes, this year's recipient not only understands the struggles that multicultural students go through, but tries at every opportunity to bring other professors greater awareness as well. Another student observes that this professor takes the time to work with students and care for them, not only for the grade they need in the class, but the potential development opportunities that could shape their futures. Another student adds that this professor has shaped my future in a way that made me not only challenge what I think I already know, but to explore and accept what I don't know. This professor leads innumerable faculty development workshops and trainings, teachers talking presentations galore, always willing to share expertise, to collaborate for the benefit of students, and to advocate vigorously and effectively for those in need. Colleagues across the campus describe this year's recipient as astonishingly knowledgeable and unfailingly generous when consulted, as so often occurs, for assistance or advice on teaching matters. Both students and colleagues observed that this professor's openness and frankness about vulnerability and fear, feelings known to all of us but too rarely acknowledged, helped them develop as teachers, students, and as persons. One student with whom this professor worked closely noted that a conversation with this professor was, quote, one of the most touching, surprising, and truly inspiring moments of my college career. Being shown vulnerability by someone you so look up to made me realize both how much this professor cares about me and that even though my insecurities may never completely go away, I have the power to overcome them. The student adds, so thank you for showing me how to take pride in my work and, more importantly, in who I am as a person. One colleague noted, this professor isn't fearless and doesn't pretend to be. This professor keeps us honest by speaking about fear, by acknowledging its presence, and by overcoming it in the name of integrity and mission. Or to put the matter more poetically, and in something close to her own words, Rebecca Fremo chases northern lights, fear matched only by the desire to see them. Rebecca Fremo received her bachelor's and master's degrees in English from Virginia Tech and her Ph.D. in English with a concentration in rhetoric and composition from The Ohio State University. Along the way, she taught high school English, directed high school musicals, answered telephones for UPS, and ran the cash register at a small used bookstore. She also has outstanding taste in music, being a big Bruce Springsteen and Fleetwood Mac fan. She came to Gustavus in 2000 and has taught a variety of courses, including academic writing, creative nonfiction, and teaching writing, theory and practice. from her arrival at Gustavus until beginning her term as chair of the English department this year. She directed the Gustavus Writing Center, and for 5 years also directed the Writing Across the Curriculum program. In addition to editing textbooks, publishing numerous articles, chapters, and reviews, she is also the author of Chasing Northern Lights, a collection of poems published in 2012. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2013 Edgar Carlson Award for Distinguished Teaching, Rebecca Fremo.
Bravo.
I'm looking at this like it's going to tell me what to say. It's not my speech. It's the one year that I ever didn't wear nice shoes, and I'm just mortified that I'm standing here in my sneakers. I don't know what to say. Thank you very, very much. I share this with my colleagues in the English department who are unfailingly supportive of me and of all of you, and also with every student who I've ever worked with. Thank you very, very much. This means a great deal to me. Thank you.
Congratulations. These commencement exercises will conclude in a moment with the benediction. After the benediction, a group of music ensemble members from the class of 2013 will sing the college's alma mater as the platform party and faculty recess. Following the formal recessional, you're welcome to meet the graduates here on Hollingwood Field. All family and friends are invited to join the faculty and all graduates for a reception on Ekman Mall. Would everyone now please stand as Chaplain Coy offers the benediction, and please remain standing for the singing of the college's alma mater, and during that time, the platform party and faculty will recess.
Let us pray. Our God, you have blessed each of us with unique gifts, and you have called us into specific studies, relationships, activities, occupations, and interests using these gifts. Enable us to use our talents to witness to our faith and to communicate the reconciling power of love to the people we meet each day. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face shine upon us and be gracious to us. The Lord look upon us with favor and give us peace. Amen.